without the necessary accompanying infrastructure by way of civil works. Where need be, we are digging boreholes within the project area. We are doing cabro works to clear the spaces. We are providing sufficient access roads and lighting, markets, dispensaries, ECDs, that is the early childhood centers, primary schools require to be expanded. Once you bring 1,000 people, not 1,000 units, multiplied by a minimum of 4, those would be 4,000 people. The area becomes an urban center. And therefore, we must ensure that within the Act, where we have been allowed to ensure that other associated facilities are built within the project, we will for sure continue to do that. So don't ask us why we are doing lighting, water. Hello, Allah? Allah? It doesn't make sense to do a house and walk away. Then you better leave the people where they were before you did the houses. And you know, we are moving people from informal settlement. Your Excellency, the next session is yours. It's a high-level session, Your Excellency. You will be moderated by my Principal Secretary because there are other partners in that session, Your Excellency. So allow me now to ask His Excellency to come forward, and please bring him with a warm, hearty clap. Your Excellency. We have changed a little so that you are the one to receive the high-level hinger. You will be the one calling the other guests to join His Excellency, and as they come in, maybe they will offer a hand to His Excellency. Thank you. Inga, please take over.
Thank you very much. You can all be seated. Thank you, Your Excellency. We'll call you. Okay. All right, Your Excellency, the program is not about just brick and mortar, it's about people. And you're going to have a conversation with people, real people, that you have made a difference in their lives. The first person I'm going to call is a friend of yours. This is Jerusha Modoni. Jerusha is a lady that you had the privilege of moving her from Nakuru slum. And she is the owner #1 of Nakuru social housing. Jerusha, go greet the president and sit next to him. Followed by Peter Mwangi. Your Excellency, Peter Mwangi is a welder at our Bahati Affordable Housing. He's a chairman. You can go and greet the president. Your Excellency, these are the new millionaires, by the way. You know? Ukimwona hivyo, hawa ni the new millionaires. Kwa sababu he got a contract of 10 million, akajenga dirisha, and so akikaa hapo hivi hako mbaya sana, and he's going to be our new homeowner. The next person, Your Excellency, is Lilian Nafula Wanaswa. She's a community health promoter. She's a community health promoter. She's dedicating her life to serve many Kenyans, providing healthcare, and she's also a new homeowner. Then, Your Excellency, I have Stephen Opio Odhiambo. Stephen Opio Odhiambo, Your Excellency, was a resident of Marigoine. Steve, Your Excellency, is also a welder and is also a homeowner at Marigoine. Your Excellency, the next person I'm going to call is Pastor Steve Baraza. Pastor Steve Baraza, you know him very well from Kibra, Soweto. He's been a great leader and he has helped us with the high rise there, and he's also anticipating to be a new homeowner. Your Excellency, then I have Maureen Andisa. Maureen Andisa, Your Excellency, takes care of her parents, and she's also a resident of Kibera, Soweto East, and is also anticipating to be a homeowner. I have Peter Mwema, Your Excellency. I don't know where he is. Okay. All right. So let me then call a friend of yours, Your Excellency. And I know we're having a deep conversation about police, and at the heart is you're doing police housing. And she will tell us why police housing is important, Your Excellency. So allow me to invite Chief Inspector Judy Nyadera. Then, Your Excellency, we are going to be joined by the country director for World Bank. Kindly, you can join us, the country director. And then lastly, we are going to have Ishaku Maitumbi from the UN Habitat. And Mwema yuko wapi? Mwema is here. Mwema. All right, and then a mic for the president. Thank you. Thank you so much, Your Excellency. Your Excellency, I know it's fine. Just put a seat here. Mwema, you can come sit here. Yeah. Okay. Karibu, Chairman Mwema. So, Your Excellency, in this country, we are implementing a wonderful program. About 2 or 3 weeks ago, I saw you being very emotional when you handed over the keys in Nakuru. It's probably one of the, to quote your words, you said, in your adult life and in your political life, it was the most consequential day of your life. I want you to kick us off by really just rehashing why that moment, Your Excellency, was the most consequential moment of your political and adult life.
Thank you very much, Charles. Good morning, everybody. Oh, sorry. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. And welcome to this session. And my friends here, karibuni sana. As I said at that moment, and I mean it, that this is a journey that we have been engaged in as a nation. This journey we started at independence, when we passed the first law on housing. It is at that moment that other countries passed the law on housing. Many countries have made huge progress. Singapore, Malaysia, other countries have made huge progress. We didn't make as much progress as a country. We have, successive governments have tried to implement this housing program. We went through different phases. We called it at some point slum upgrading, to try and deal with this challenge. We tried, and we were not very successful as a country. I remember when, as deputy president, we tried as the Jubilee administration, part of our Big Four program was housing. And you remember, Charles, that my predecessor, President Uhuru Kenyatta, told me, I have a very good professional in South Africa. And you remember we came for you from South Africa.
Correct.
You had a good job. But we told you, you have a country called Kenya, which is your home. And you were kind enough to leave the job you had, much more paying than what we were paying you, but for country, you came and joined us. And we tried then to get this program underway, but again, we weren't very successful. When I got the opportunity and the chance and the privilege to be president, and because it is the right thing to do, we have said here, I've heard the country director talk of World Bank, and all the statistics point to a future that is urban. And we have no choice about that future being urban, but we have a choice on what type of urban future we are going to have. Are people going to live in informal settlements? Are they going to live in slums? Or they are going to live in planned, dignified shelter that has dignity? And so because Kenya is urbanizing. We've just been told by the country director of the World Bank, among the highest in the world, 4.3%. 50% over our population will be living in urban centers by 2050. Maybe 30, maybe 35 million Kenyans, maybe 40 million Kenyans will be living in urban centers by 2050. And many people ask me, who told you that Kenyans need houses? Why are you pushing this agenda of housing? You know, maybe you are pushing it for other reasons. But I have a simple answer. The answers, the statistics answer them. Kenya is urbanizing, the highest rate, some of the highest rates in the world. We will have 30, 40 million people living in urban centers. If we don't plan about it, we will be living in squalor, as many of our citizens are doing. Secondly, you have citizens that are living in subhuman conditions today. Go to any informal settlement. Nakuru, Soweto, you know, the famous Kibra, you know, just outside this hotel here, Karagita, just here, you have 10,000 people living in a small place. Go down to Molo. You know, I was in Molo and I felt very bad. You have close to 10,000 people living in a small place. You know, you have children staying in little houses with their parents. We had a confession from Kibra. It is the same in Kasarani right here, where kids, 10-year-old kids, are introduced to sex because they live in the same room with their parents. You know, those are the people who are firing my desire to drive this housing agenda, because those kids deserve better than we are giving them today. Those people in informal settlements deserve better from a government. And that is why you asked me about the consequence of my statement. That is why when I handed over the first keys on this program to my dear sister here, Jerusha, I said it and I meant it. It was actually the most consequential day in my political career, because we started to change the trajectory on how Kenyans live. And so that's why this moment is very important. And that's why I'm very proud that we are making these steps. And I must say, all the people who have talked before me, I listened to Susan Kehika. My dear sister, you made the statement I would have made. I mean, the understanding, I am very happy that from Susan to my CS to the country director, I mean, everybody, we are all appreciating what this is all about, you know? And therefore, this is a very important occasion for me and for us as a nation. And the progress we are making in this space speaks volumes about the kind of future we expect.
Thank you, Your Excellency. We shall revisit some of those aspects very shortly. But Your Excellency, you know, in this country, we've had people talk about shareholding. But right next to you is somebody who, I think when you talk about shareholding, the right shareholding is actually when you own something. And I don't think there is anything that beats owning your own home. And Jerusha, Your Excellency, As I said, first, she's a widow. I think the Bible and even the Quran, many scriptures talk about widows. And so when a widow cries to God, feeling forgotten, you know, and you see that moment where you had the privilege and that beats that moment. And so I want to ask Jerusha. She was homeowner number one. And a lot of Kenyans said at that time that those houses, the people who are occupying are not from Nakuru. So, and Your Excellency, I don't know whether you saw some stuff on the social media. They said that Jerusha is another lady from Kisii. So maybe she can tell us whether she oscillates from being in Kisii and being in Nakuru. But with all seriousness, Jerusha, kindly just share with us. And if you're comfortable, you uongee Kiswahili, hakuna shida. Asante.
Kwa majina niyo umesikia naitwa 001 Jerusha Muthoni. Mimi ndiye nilikuwa mtu wa kwanza kupewa nyumba na His Excellency na nikafurahia sana. Nafikiri mlikuwa mnaona kwa picha pahali nilitolewa kwa slums, kwa kanyumba kalikuwa mvua ikinyesha, ilikuwa ni bara. Lakini kwa sasa hata mkiniangalia kwa ile picha vile nilikuwa nakaa, sio vile nakaa saa hii. Si ndio kweli? Nilikuwa nakaa kashosho kama mama hivi. Lakini within 3 weeks mnaona niko na utofauti. So hii mambo ya affordable housing ni ukweli, sababu mimi niko na hiyo ushuhuda. Nilipewa hiyo nyumba pale pahali tulikuwa tunaishi, maji ilikuwa saa hii pahali ninaishi maji ni mingi na si ya kununua. Pale tulikuwa tunanunua maji shilingi 10 mtungi. Niko na familia ya watu 9. Ni maji ya pesa ngapi naweza nunua? Ilikuwa ni shinda, ndio unaona sasa ninaoga kwa siku mara 2 ama mara 3. Ndio unaona kauso kameng'aa hivyo, watoto wanafurahia sana. In fact hata tule tushosho nilikuwa nimeacha pale, tumehama tu wote, wamesema pale wakai. Hata ukituma katoto kakikataa unamwambia tunarudi pale, anasema hapana nitume, sababu hataki kurudi Misri. So mimi ninafurahia sana. Na hata wale watu wanasema rais anatembea na mimi Kisii, ametembea na mimi Kisumu, nikipika samaki, ni uongo mtupu. Ni wale watu wanajaribu kupinga hii mradi, lakini haitustui. Tunasema kazi bila break, sababu alituambia anataka kuinua wale watu wako chini, awainue bottom up. Na ni ukweli, mimi nimeinuliwa, nimetolewa chini, niko juu. Na ninadhani pando nitaendelea nikiinuliwa. Pali tuko pale, security ni tight. Pale hata kuna parking, mkikuja kuna pali pa kupark. Your Excellency, mimi hata nataka unimbaie kagari niwe nikipaki pale. Niwe mtu wa kwanza kupaki kagari pale. Parking iko sawa, kila kitu iko sawa, so kazi iendelee bila break.
You can have a conversation with her, Your Excellency.
Thank you very much, Jerusha. It is true. Vile na kuona leo kidogo iko tofauti. Sijui ni kwa sababu gani, lakini Mungu ni mwema. Na sio Jerusha peke yake. Tuko na wananchi wengi. Lilian hapa ambaye ni community health promoter. Just a simple person. She's also a homeowner in Homa Bay, I think. In Nakuru. We have, many people who are experiencing life-changing situations because of where they were and where they are today. Jerusha here has told you, in the Nakuru slums, 3, 4, 5 families share a toilet that you have to pay to use a toilet. People, just imagine yourselves in a situation umekazwa hapo, you want to use the toilet, and you don't have money, you know? And there are people who are asking us, who told you to build houses? Surely, I mean, people, let us be human, you know? We have real situations that call on us to do something about. Rusha hapa, kabla hatujaongea vile nitakununulia gari. Bado niko na watu wengi pale ulitoka Mkuru, hawajahama. That is my first assignment. Wale wako Mkuru pale hawajakuwa kama wewe. Hiyo ndio kazi yangu ya muhimu kwanza. Na sio Mkuru peke yake. You know? Tuko na watu hapa Karagita. Tuko na watu Bahati. Tuko na watu many parts of Kenya. We have 1,000, I think 100 and something informal settlements in Kenya. 7 million people live in squalor in our country, you know? And the numbers are not going down, the numbers are going up because more and more people are coming into cities. And we must prepare and we must, you know, work ahead of time to make sure they don't come and join those in informal settlements. They come into organized, livable cities. And so, Jerusha, tuliongea wakati nilikuwa kwako. Wewe umepata kujua tofauti kati ya mahali ulikuwa naishi na mahali unaishi sasa.
Yes.
Ndio. Mimi naamini ya kwamba ungependa wale wanaishi vile ulikuwa unaishi zamani, vile vile wapate nafasi ya kupata nyumba vile wewe ulipata. Ni kweli ama si kweli?
Ni kweli. Hata wamenisumbua saa hii, hata wale walikuwa napinga mradi wakinitusi wanashindanga kwangu. Hata naoshanga nyumba jioni. Juu kila dakika ni ukweli wanakuja kuhakikisha. Nafikiri hata ukiangalia kwa TikTok wengi wanakuja kupiga picha na mimi. Juu wengi walikuwa nasema nilinyang'anywa, president alikuwa anatudanganya, Mama Jerusha amenyang'anywa vitu. So watu wanakuja kila siku, sasa wamekubali. Sasa wananisumbua, tutajaza namna gani, tutapata nyumba namna gani. So ni ukweli, ninaomba pia na wao wakuje juu wamenisumbua sana.
Okay, so and it is important for me to say this, to contextualize what Jerusha is saying. We have a pipeline of 700,000 housing units. We have the first 2,300 have been given out. Another 11,000 are in the stage of completion. We will be handing out keys. When I come to Nakuru, for example, in the next month or two, the houses in Molo are ready. The houses in Bahati are ready. I will be coming to do groundbreaking for the houses outside here in Karagita, because it is my intention that the people living in the slum here in Karagita must equally benefit from this program the same way Jerusha is benefiting. As I go to Molo in Nakuru here, I will also be launching the construction of 2,700 housing units in Kasarani. And for your information, I have been to Kasarani in Molo. It is, let me just say, it's not a good place, because you have people living in very difficult conditions. And I must thank the leadership of Nakuru, the governor here, the member of parliament. You know, they are also transformational leaders. They have provided leadership. We have got land that we are now going to build those houses, and shortly we will transform Kasarani, the slum, into a place of dignity. And we will continue to do this, because this is one thing I signed for as president, and I must do it. I must go out of my way to do it. And I'm very happy that there is progress. I'm very encouraged by people like Cherusha. You know, they fire my passion, because ukiona mtu ambaye maisha yake imebadilika, it validates the dream of affordable housing in our country. We have 150,000 housing units under construction. Our job will be every month, we will be giving out the houses that are ready. As I have told you, we have 700,000 in the pipeline. And as Alice said, we are continuously looking for pieces of land where we can do more housing units. We are working with counties. Very many county governments are now stepping forward to work with us on this. And as we do all this, it has to be wholesome. Mumesikia Cherusha amesema iko parking. Atakwambia pia hapo kutakuwa na shule, pale kutakuwa na soko, pale kutakuwa na hospitali. Kwa sababu housing is not just 4 walls and a roof. Housing, according to the UN, and I have the UN representative here, when you talk about adequate housing, it comes with many things. It must give dignity, it must be sustainable, it must be livable. And that's why roads are necessary, social infrastructure is necessary, hospitals are necessary, schools and markets. And we will continue to engage with stakeholders so that they can understand why this is necessary. Sindio? Taka soko.
Tunataka soko na hata shule iko karibu kuisha. So that time watoto watakuwa hapo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Moving along, Excellency, what I'm going to do now is, before I move to the conversation about the other impact this program has had on jobs, allow me to ask Lillian to introduce herself quickly. Then I will also give our sister, the Corporal, Chief Inspector Judy Nyathira, to also say something. And then I will also ask Maureen and Lisa to just introduce themselves, because she's a homeowner. You moved in Nakuru. And Your Excellency, our men and women in uniform, they dedicate their lives to serve this country. And we owe them a duty of care, because majority of them live in very bad conditions. So I'm very happy that we have got Chief Inspector Judy here representing all the men and women in uniform. And we want to say that we have got a lot of police housing, military housing. I think in 2 weeks' time, you'll be launching 10,000 houses for the military. We have about 27,000 for the police. So I just want them to just quickly introduce themselves, and then you can have a conversation with them. So let's start with Lillian. Just a brief introduction about yourself, then with Maureen, and then we will have the Chief Inspector.
God is good.
All the time.
And all the time. Our Excellency President Dr. William Samoei Ruto, and all protocol observers. My name is Lillian Simiyu. I'm a community health promoter attached to Nakuru Health Center. I'm a mother of 3, and I'm a beneficiary of SEPU. SEPU is a slum upgrading program. I'm a homeowner, and Mr. President, we say thank you. Thank you very much for giving us dignity. Asante sana.
Okay. Yes, Maureen.
Bwana asifiwe. Amen. Kwa majina naitwa Maureen Adisa, mimi natoka Soweto na mimi ni kiongozi pale Soweto na tuko pale kwa mradi. Kwa hivyo mimi niko pale kwa mradi kila siku asubuhi, jioni pia nikitoka lazima nihakikisha nimeangalia hizo nyumba zinajengwa vizuri, so that ningoje ukuje unipatie. Yes.
So yeye ako on the queue, ametuharakisha, amesema hizi za Mukuru zimeenda haraka kuliko zao. So apale Soweto tutamaliza. Chief Inspector Judy.
Your Excellency, sir, Dr. Samoei Ruto, all protocols observed. Good afternoon. My name is Chief Inspector Judy Nyathira. a proud owner of the affordable housing in Bondeni within Nakuru. Your Excellency, sir, I want to thank you on behalf of the men and women in police uniform, for not leaving us behind out of this project. The history goes a long way, how the police live, from time immemorial in sharing, using a curtain, and you're sharing a house with your counterpart, no privacy, and a lot of issues going in there. From there, we were given again permission not to live in police lines and to go and rent houses outside. Your Excellency, that was a good step. But again, this is the greatest, where you're renting to own your own home. I'm proud that I've been in my home for more than a year, where I'm assured of my safety. In case I'm going to work outside, I know my family is okay. Social amenities, they're perfect. Water running all through, the lighting system, enough space, a place for children to play, and they can feel the comfort and they can feel living like any other civilian out there. So I must appreciate that it is a good step. All civil servants should go for it because it is changing lives. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Your Excellency, maybe you can just have